Hello there, beautiful goddesses of your reality. Welcome back. This is Manifest with T. Manifest with T. Manifest with Jenny T, your alignment and manifestation coach. I've had to come back to balance today. I've had to come back to clarity. Yesterday was a bit of a icky day for me in relation to my personal circumstances, which I never go into detail about what they are because that's irrelevant, other than to say that it's a lot of the time now, which I haven't said before, the majority of issues that I go through are to do with my children. And obviously I've told you that I'm going through this divorce. So when I go through circumstances, the majority of the time it's very close to my heart because it's to do with my kids. And this was a typical day in Jen's world. Yesterday was a circumstance day for me. Before I go on, please like, subscribe and click the little bell icon so when I upload videos they come straight to you. I took the afternoon to really process and the evening to process how to move forward with that emotionally, how to get myself into the right headspace to be able to comfortably say that I did everything that I could do within those moments. And of course, like such is life, that we can't always deal with those moments straight away. They need to marinate, they need to sit there and for us to process them over a time period. Well, this is what it was for me yesterday. And I woke up this morning fresh and feeling like I was going to start the day anew. And I had a treatment booked, so I booked this little package thing at the hotel, and it worked out to be lovely. And I took those moments to really sit with myself and to really come back to how I need to somatically release my feelings. What I mean by that is, up until that moment, I'd been trying to intellectualize, I'd been trying to reason my way through the emotion by actually intellectualizing it and thinking that I could think my way through the circumstances. And then I realized that it was somatically me sitting and feeling what I needed. And then I was able to really process and purge and come back to myself fully in those moments. And what I mean is that I cried. I took the time because I was on my own and because I was alone and I was in, an environment where it was relaxing to my nervous system. I cried and I realised that I needed to really nurture that inner child within. And in those moments I realised my higher self was guiding me to know what I had to do. It became clear how I need to move forward with the circumstances and deal with going through those circumstances. But that was through the guidance of my higher self, God, source energy, whatever you want to call it. It was that, and it was clear, it was clarity. And then it allowed me to then process the primitive human side of myself, which is beautiful, human, 3D existing, and able to feel pain through my nervous system and register what pain is. That is the human side of us. That's the, not flawed, but it's the side of us that really we need to fully understand that is beautiful. It's flawed, but what it made me realise was that my higher self, source energy, God, loves me regardless of these circumstances, regardless of the pain that I hold from yesterday, meaning yesteryears. I am still held and I am still loved because I am love at my core. And then as soon as I realised that I wasn't meant to carry that burden alone, that I was meant to give it over to God, as we've heard, but not really understanding what that means. Give it over to your higher self. Give it over to something outside of your primitive nervous system and everything that you hold within your body, your heart and your mind. Give it over to God. Give it outside of you. And I did. And then as soon as I realised I was meant to release that, I felt so much better because I'm still whole and complete with being flawed, with carrying my experiences around in my nervous system. And as soon as I felt comfortable, and it was almost like releasing that child within, I cried and I purged, and I just felt so much better. And so it's just a short video to tell you that, and that when you realise that you're carrying all this weight emotionally, take the time to really sit and say that it's okay, I can give over these worries to God. I'm not meant to be the one that fixes everything all the time. I'm not meant to strategize and think my way through these things. Did I create the circumstances yesterday? No. I felt like I had to mop it up somehow, that it was my job to always create harmony around me, to mop up the mess. And it's not my job to do that. And I'm giving it over. I'm giving it over to God, because it's my job to actually walk through these experiences into the new version of me, which is what I'm doing. So while I'm in Tunisia, I'm taking this time to actually sit really comfortably in not needing to people please, not needing to be anything other than who I am. And who I am is good enough. I don't need to change. I'm good. So yes, we will leave it there for today, guys, because I've reached 10 minutes and you know I like to waffle. I love you. I'm always here for you. If you've got any questions, please reach out to me, and I will see you in the next one.